Welcome to SurfX Systems here on the Bentech booth at Productronica. Delighted to be joined by Dave Bennett. Nice
Hello,
to see
Trevor.
you.
Good to see you as always.
Absolutely. So, explain to me, I mean, you represent SurfX Systems here in Europe, but
Yes.
Explain the structure first
Well,
of all.
basically, as we do with all of our partner companies, we actually introduce it into the rep networks. Obviously, you know my background. I've been working with setting up rep networks for nearly 30 years now. And it's very difficult for a company coming to Europe. They might have a very exciting product, but they don't have any contacts. You know, there's 20 odd languages they've got to deal with. If the operators are going to be able to use their equipment properly, you have to have distributors. They don't know who are the best distributors and whatever. I'm fortunate that I do. So I can look at the product and aim it at the right type of customer, a specialist company, for example, selling capital equipment, a specialist company doing inspection, a specialist company doing consumables, whatever it might require. Through my time doing the recruiting, I've either worked with them or I know of them, and I can then approach them with the right product to fit in. It's very successful, and we typically would put a rep network together sort of 80% in a couple of weeks.
Right, but I mean the other side of the sales side of that, Dave, is the service. And that's becoming more and more important with people. So you need to have the service component in behind these people.
Yeah, we do that. I mean, we have our own demo center in the UK. We have equipment in there, different things, different types of equipment. Our customers can come across. Even our guys in India are coming over to have some training, and so it's something that we get trained by the specialists. So we would work with the guys from SurfX. They would do the initial training for us. We would then pass that on by rep, one after the other. But actually, in the circumstance of SurfX, they've got a great guy, Alex Giordino, and Alex has been networking with my team and my reps. We don't make a barrier between us and who we are launching into Europe. We very much come in as a team. So their technical experts are able to work directly with our engineering partners in Europe and directly with customers. There's no barriers, there's no walls, because if they don't trust us and we don't trust them, it's just a waste of time.
Absolutely.
So it's all very open, and we really encourage the customers, the distributors, and the manufacturers to all interact with each other. Where they need advice, get it from the best people.
Right, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the process and the product itself.
Sure.
I mean, conformal coating is on the rise across the industry. But having the right surface tension and adhesion for these coatings is critical.
Yes.
So a lot of companies are turning to plasma treatment for that application. But SurfX has a different approach to plasma treatment because they're using
Argon,
basically, an argon gas base. What are the advantages of using that system?
Well, it's quite simply, Trevor, it's gentle. It doesn't cause any issues. I mean, many plasma companies, they use very harsh gases. There's debris caused, which is the last thing you want if you're then going to put a coating on. There's also some static arcing that can occur. None of those things apply to SurfX. SurfX is gentle. It can be used in a clean room situation. It gives off no toxics. It's absolutely soft, gentle technology, but incredible cleaning power. So if you clean, say, a bare board before population, to make sure that the adhesion's going to be perfect, then your paste will be down better than you could do if you hadn't cleaned it, of course, because of greases and dirts and contaminants. All of that would have been removed. You then put your paste down on a perfect surface. You then put your components onto perfect paste. When everything's good, you then want to conformally coat it. Of course, there's a whole array of issues that currently exist in conformal coating. Bubbles, cracks, orange peel, venting, all sorts of things. Nearly all of those could be tracked back to the fact that it wasn't clean.
Yes. It's always been something that's I've never quite understood. I mean, up until a couple of years ago, the numbers were 80% of people didn't clean before they coated.
I know. I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, one of the things that scares a lot of people, especially when you go, if we look at the older plasma technologies, many companies have tried it, and they're very frightened of the ESD issues of static discharge, because you're getting ill. I mean, we actually have in our presentations videos showing competitive plasmas, and you can see the arcing on the board. Right. Now, obviously, that's nowhere near the type of thing that a customer who's just built a very expensive board, before he's going to conformably coat it, the last thing he wants to do is have electrical arcing, which could cause problems to his components, could probably fry some of the small stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that with a SurfX. It's totally gentle, does nothing at all to any of the components. There's no ESD sparking or anything like that. Very gentle. They have a blade about so big, and the blade makes it very quick so it can keep up with inline processes. That's something that's very attractive, because most other people have only got like a finger point. Now, SurfX also offer that for detail if you don't want to be covering the whole board.
Yeah, because they originally come from the semiconductor end of the business. So I mean, they must be used to accuracy and that type of thing.
Well, they can adapt. It's such an adaptable product that it can be fixed on, for example, robotic arms. They have the machine itself. They have a machine made for the inline processes, obviously aimed at SMT and things like that. You can put it inside an existing printer, for example. You could put it inside a placement machine. You put it inside anything. It is very clever how they've done it. They've made it modular. So if a manufacturer says, I'd like to be able to do a plasma clean on the circuit board before I paste it, I don't want another machine. I want it inside my machine. SurfX are like, fine, yeah, you can have that. That's not a problem. And they'll integrate it.
So you're saying that they can put this inside a printer?
Yeah, you put it inside a printer, put it inside a placement machine. There are already companies, I'm not going to mention them, there are already companies in our industry doing it.
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So
I mean, it could be anything. I mean, there might be some process that you and I haven't seen yet, Trev, where cleanliness is absolutely vital, and they have a machine that does something, but they need to work on clean boards. So they're probably relying on an outside machine to do plasma cleaning or some other type of cleaning. Then it goes into their machine, they do whatever they're going to do, and off it goes. Now, for a company like that, they could come to SurfX and say, can you integrate into my machine? Yeah. And they have it's literally a modular system. It all clips together. There you go. It's integrated. So clever, really clever.
Very clever, very clever. Great.
Oh, well, one other thing. Sorry, one other thing. They're not only doing like semiconductor and SMT. One of the things they're working on are like catheters and whatever.
All right. They've so they're working in medical.
Yes,
field.
They've actually made a system that will. They have the long catheter tubes in their production process, and they're actually coming down with SurfX plasma cleaners to make sure that they're all clean, because obviously they need to be clean as well.
Right.
And it's all clean room quality. As I said, the main reason is you don't have to have any issues with anything being sparked off the board, any type of debris and whatever.
Yes, it's a pretty benign gas.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at some of the nozzles, from existing plasma cleaners, because they are sparking, they actually get bigger.
Yes.
So they wear. So because they've worn, they have to be replaced. But there's a fundamental question: where did the bits go?
Yeah, it's true.
So if the hole's getting bigger,
that debris.
Where's that debris gone?
Yeah, debris is going somewhere. Yeah,
and there's nothing like that on a SurfX. And if the customer wants detail with a finger, then we have that.
Yeah.
If they want to have a little robot moving a unit, they can have a robot doing it. They can buy a complete machine. They can buy a modular system. So it's pretty much
versatile.
Covered.
Yeah. Great. Well, I've learned some things today.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for talking to us and running us through the SurfX system.
It's an absolute pleasure, Trevor, and thank you for coming.
Okay.